So yeah, this is my siphoning trap of pain build. This isn't a build guide. This isn't a recommendation. This is purely just show you a bit of the mapping, see what you think, see if you guys are having as much fun. Have you been running it? Have you got a better way to play it? So I picked siphoning trap of pain up late end of the story and just ran with it. Feels really nice and smooth. You know, it can target 15 enemies at once. It is a trap, so you do need to put a bit of trap trigger area of effect on there and a bit of trap throwing speed. There's a cluster that achieves all of that, um, and you really do need to go for a trap cluster, really, because you need the traps cannot be damaged. The traps last 4 seconds. I don't think that can be manipulated by duration, like either up or down. So you don't have to worry about anything that reduces duration, but you also don't think you can increase it. But 4 seconds is quite nice. You can there's no cooldown. There's barely any cast time. You just chuck it down. I think that the trap throw speed kind of feels like the cast time, like if you was casting a spell. So the better you can get that, the smoother it is. You throw it down, all 15 beams hit every enemy nearby. Um, Also, it's worth noting that if an enemy walks in to the range after the effect occurs, a new beam will hit them. So it's not like once the initial trigger's done, that's it, done and dusted. You can keep it down, and new enemies that spawn nearby will get hit by it. And you can throw multiple traps. There's no cooldown reduction to siphoning trap of pain. Cooldown reduction. There's no cooldown. Sorry. Yeah, the gear. I've just gone energy, ES and armor. So energy shield and armor. I've got a bit of life, so I'm currently at 4,000 life and 2,400 ES. I may later on just go full ES and CI, but I'm only level 87 right now. I'm a 41% completion on the Atlas, so I'm nowhere near advanced. I've just been playing the build intuitively, making improvements wherever I need to. So, for example, it was only ES originally, and I realized I was taking a lot of physical damage, so I made it armor. Yes, I think I'm sat at about 4,000 armor off the top of my head. All I'm doing is just playing it and making improvements as I get to, every time I get to a pain point. There's not a lot of investment in the build. Each piece of gear is only like 10 chaos, maybe 20 chaos each. The dragon fangs, dragon fangs flight amulet for this is really cheap. It was 20 chaos, so that gives you +3 skill levels. It's pretty nice. You could most probably beat this later on with a really well crafted rare, but for 20 chaos, I mean, +3 levels is huge. The most expensive item I've got in this build is a Watcher's Eye with the unaffected by bleeding whilst affected by malevolence. That's only 20 chaos, but I saw one with unaffected by poison as well for two divines, and I happen to have it, so I just bought it. Save buying it later. But yeah, uh, it's pretty cool. The way I play it is most probably still quite clunky. My general play style is most probably better. I just throw the trap down, and it's just going to kill that pack, and you move on. During a ritual, you you know it's perfect because it's just going to keep killing the new enemies that spawn. So you literally just run in a circle, throw your trap down, keep running in a circle, chuck down a cold snap here and there to get frenzy charges. I've currently got steel skin, not really necessary because you've got bleed immunity, but I just got it there, as extra health barrier. I'm running summon stone golem for links just so it stays up. Might replace that later, but right now at this stage it's really nice because it gives you extra armor and extra energy shield and a bit of life regen. All the golems are pretty strong. You could run a chaos golem for the extra damage over time. That'd be quite nice. I'm currently running clarity, vitality, tempest shield, and malevolence. Could most probably take clarity and vitality out and get skitterbots in. Skitterbots would be a really nice improvement to this because they would just trigger the traps for you. But of course, you wouldn't notice that because the traps are only going to hit and tether to a nearby enemy. They don't hit, sorry. They're only going to tether to a nearby enemy. So even though the scare bots have triggered it, it's still technically triggered by proximity, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just using this to run ritual whilst doing Atlas progression. You'll see that it kills bosses really easily. You just chuck double curse on there. I'm currently running Arcanist brand to apply my curses with Frostbite and Elemental Weakness. Yeah, there's not really much to it. Nothing in this build is really expensive so far, and I don't really feel the need to invest much in it so far. I think as my damage drops off, I'm currently only running on a 5 link, so as my damage drops off, I'll most probably just run it at a 6 link. Uh, it's worth noting that siphoning traps quality increases cold damage every time multiplier, 1% for 1%. So it's pretty nice. You can most probably scale that. I don't think I'll do a Diala's Malefaction to scale that though, because that'll just leave you a bit squishy. But you could do an Ashes of the Stars and an Enhance, but there might be more efficient sources of multiplying the damage. Let me know what you think. All this is just to get your insight. You might be playing it right now. This might give you some ideas, or you might be able to give me some ideas. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, by no means, this is definitely not a guide. This isn't a showcase. This is just because people have asked for it. Okay, let me know what you think.